gotta love a love right now. You gotta go right now. You gotta fuck it up, oh yeah. You gotta fuck it up, oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Fuck it up, fuck 'em up, oh yeah.
Good afternoon, I'm Rain Russell, and this is Spoken Word Hour with WBCR Bloomfield College Radio. If you didn't already know, on this show, I interview talented poets and rappers and then allow them to showcase their talents. Today on the show, I have a poet by the name of Christopher Thomas. How are you today?
I'm good.
That's good.
Trying to be black, What else I can be?
So, Chris, tell me a little bit about yourself. For starters, do you have a poet name?
Yeah, it's Chris 2 Creative. You can find me on Instagram. It's Chris_2Creative. It's TWOO. Not, well, I think I said it wrong. It's TOO. Not with the W. It's TOO. Because people keep asking me about, well, which two are you preferring to? It's that one, That's why, like, when I write my poems, they got the emojis with the eyes looking.
What's the is there any significance behind your poet name?
I mean, not really. I kind of came up with the name myself. I felt like I low-key had bars in my poems. So
Okay.
I'm like, ooh, I'm a problem. Oh, I'm too creative. Oh, I know how to play with words. So I was like, Chris 2 Creative sounds about right to describe me.
It's a nice little ring, CC.
Yeah, that's how I wanted to be. I'm a soda.
So how old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I just turned 22. This year I'll be 23.
Oh, wow.
Old,
Okay.
you don't want to know my birthday. You're supposed to ask.
Where are you from?
I'm from North.
Born and raised?
Brick City, yeah. All my life. I mainly grew up in the South Ward.
Okay.
Living there, that's where, I can basically say I went through everything. I've been living in the same place since 2004. Since living there, I went through a lot. I lost people. I met people too, my lifelong friends. Well, my hood friends, But I met people I can form a bond with being there. So I feel like North is gonna always be home. I do plan on moving out one day when I make it. But I'm gonna take the people that I met there with me. It's just a lot of history.
Yeah.
You just can't forget it. But yeah.
What made you get into poetry?
Poetry. Oh man. One thing about me, I love watching movies. Movies is crazy. My favorite movie was Love Jones,
Okay.
right? And that movie is all about poetry. Poetry with just love, deep love. To me, I feel like it was real love. That's the type of love that I wanted. And watching different movies about love and stuff, poetic justice too, about poetry, just watching movies just got me into it already, but I knew nothing about poetry at all. I learned what got me into poetry was my freshman year of high school. I had this teacher named Mr. Shu. His name sounds funny. Mr. Shu. I never forget his name because I was failing that class. It was an English writing class. I was failing that class all the way up to the last cycle. I'm talking about I was getting F's. All the way up to the last cycle. And that last cycle was talking about poetry. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, it sounds like it got a nice ring to it. Then it's like he started introducing us to poems and lines and stuff that rhyme. I'm like, ooh. Then it's talking about different types of poems you can write. So my favorite poems started off to be the haiku because it was short. I was only making 4 lines or something. And I was just talking about basketball. But I ain't gonna lie, this girl I had a crush on, right? Freshman year. I ain't gonna never forget her name. I don't care if she's watching this. Her name was Taylor.
Okay.
So, me having a crush on her, like, I feel like I couldn't express it. Like, every time I was trying to speak to her, like in the hallways and stuff, like I was stuck on stupid. Like, I couldn't get no words out. Like, I was stuttering and all. You feel me? But it was like, okay, only way I was able to like talk to her or interact with her is like if I try to bump her, or something like that, or be on some playful stuff. But some people don't even know how to like talk to people that they really like. They gotta be on some playful stuff.
Right.
You feel me? They can't come forward and be serious. And I didn't know how to do it at the time. I was only like, 14, 15.
Yeah.
So once I came with poetry, I'm like, oh, let me just try to give it a shot one day. So one day I'm just sitting in my room and I started writing. And it was a whole poem just about this girl, about how I feel about her, how she make my heart beat. I even gave her own nickname. It was called Time Stopper, because every time I seen her, I felt like the time stopped. You feel me?
Oh, wow.
I feel like nobody like was around. You feel me? Like, say if it's a group of people in the hallway, everybody being loud. When I seen that one girl, it was like, dang, like people disappeared out the background. It's just her walking real slow. So I'm like, anybody else see what I'm seeing? like, dang, does she try to look at me? I'd be like, she looking at me?
Right.
I'm like, ooh, weird. So just writing off that one girl, like, it opened up the doors for me about writing poems about love and for me to express how I felt. If I couldn't get it out to people, it was another door for me to get it out, to try to express it. Because sometimes I didn't know how to feel at all, I started off writing about love poems to writing about like what I was going through emotionally.
Okay.
Because I was going through, I was going to anger management. So I was a very angry child growing up. I've been through a lot. And it basically came off family, like family drama and stuff. Like my household, like my father was there, but my father wasn't there, so him being in and out, and me being the oldest kid, and I felt like I wasn't getting enough attention at home. Then I was a troublemaker too, so I was getting into fights and stuff in elementary school, getting suspended and stuff. When I got to high school, I felt like it was a time for me to try to figure everything out, but I was still going through stuff at home. It was times I was home, and I felt like I was there, but I wasn't there. You feel me?
Right.
So I feel like me writing, I was able to express how I felt, to get all my anger out. And I eventually started going to the gym. I always been playing basketball. I played basketball all through high school.
Okay.
Always been the shortest ball player, if anybody asks. I went to Marion P. Charter High School, shortest basketball player. I wasn't nice all the way, but I was decent. But yeah, going through like those phases, poetry really brought me up. So I went from writing about just one girl I only knew for 1 year,
Right.
freshman year, to writing about, I ain't gonna lie, writing about other females. I was going through an emotional tear. And mind you, I low-key had a girlfriend throughout high school, so it was like, dang.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but this is the girl I met when I was 9 years old, you feel me? But it was always been off and on, because she used to move and travel. Well, she used to move a lot, back and forth. So sometimes I was only seeing her in summers.
Right.
I was only waiting to like see her in summers because I couldn't do that long distance thing. You feel me? Talking to you every day, it ain't nothing. Because I used to go to bed just laying down, hugging my bed. You feel me? Like, yo, I never felt lonely like that. I'm like, dang, I miss you so much. I'm really hugging my bed. I had a little teddy bear I had to get. Like, for real.
Get like that.
Yeah,
Get
so,
like that.
yeah, poetry is, dang, I love it. I'm in love with it. It's me. I found myself in 2011 with that. So,
who would you say are like your inspirations then?
My inspirations, of course, Mr. Shu. I would have never known about poetry if it wasn't for that man. Girl I already said, I ain't gonna say her name again. My best friend Bakia, definitely.
Okay.
I met her as a sophomore, between sophomore and junior year of high school, and she write poetry too. To me, I feel like she better than me, because you think my word flow high, hers is it's crazy. I feel like she the next female rapper or something like that. But yeah, she definitely influenced me to keep going and stuff. I got my other one is Isaiah Thomas, the basketball player. The new one, the one that's 5'9", not the one who used to play for the Pistons, the one who just played for the Celtics.
Okay.
They did him dirty. I say him because he's short. Me and him got the same last name, Thomas. You feel me? So I'm like, he automatically my cousin. He automatically my cousin. So I'm like, oh, we both love basketball. We got the same last name. We both short. I'm like, oh, this meant to be. This my idol. You feel me?
Right.
So following him, he used to come out with quotes. Like, he used to do different quotes. And one of the quotes, like, he came out with, like, I still follow to this day. Like, don't ever let nobody tell you can't do something. You can do anything you put your mind to.
Right.
So, like, for him, it was going to the NBA. He was always told he was too short. He wasn't talented enough to get there. But he did not let height stop him. No, he let his talent speak instead of him just speaking up for himself, like through his actual voice.
Right.
And him doing that, it got him to where he at now. And he said, okay, it's not just me getting to the NBA. The goal is to stay in the NBA, because you can get to the NBA and be out of it within like the next year or two. You feel me? So when he got there, he was like, nah, I gotta work to stay in the NBA. And now, I mean, he's been in the NBA for a long time. He was drafted back in 2011. He was the last pick of the draft. The last pick of the NBA draft. Like, he was number 60th, the last pick. And usually, like, the guys who would pick last in the draft, they never make it. Like, they usually don't get signed by a team, they go to the development league, or they have to, like, go to overseas. But they typically don't stay in the NBA that long. But him, he's like the first guy that I know, I think ever in NBA history to be 60th, be the 60th pick and still make it to become an NBA All-Star. He averaged 28 points per game.
Wow.
And the dude is 5'9". Like, literally, he is short. Like, I mean, he taller than me, but he is real short.
So he got a lot to prove.
Yeah, and he broke a lot of records playing for Boston Celtics. So he had his best year. I'm pretty sure I have more people. I probably just can't think of it right now.
Okay.
Those are my top dogs right there.
So what would you say is your poetry style?
Poetry style. I can't really say I have a certain style.
Okay.
For me, I just write how I feel. And whatever how it come out, that's how it come out. I'm real with my emotions. Something I couldn't do before, you know. So me being able to recognize my emotions and stuff, instead of me holding it in, I just get it out. So whatever way it comes out on paper, or if I post it online, like, that's me. That's how I'm feeling at that moment. So I don't really have a specific style.
I respect that, because I would say if I had a style, it would be like a mood, because if I'm in a certain mood, I can write one of my best work, like, but if I'm in a certain kind of mood, it's just not gonna happen. Like, you know, it's all about emotion.
It's funny because to me, I feel like my best work, like you said, comes from when you feel in a certain mood. For me, my best work came from, like, the mood I probably felt, really felt that my work came from was just pain, just being sad or feeling like I'm depressed. I feel like my best work came from there, because it's like, I feel like, dang, I ain't got nothing else to do. I mentally feel like I can't do anything else.
Right.
So it's like, I know what's going to try to cheer me up. It's going to try to make me feel better. Something I can do all day from morning to night. And that's right. You feel me? I can write different poems each and every day, going based off how I could be feeling at that moment or how I could have felt previously. But the main ones is just be like pain. My pain. It's raw. It's raw. So I'm like, it's got to come out raw. Like, I ain't going to be cursing today, but I be cursing in my poems. So, yeah, definitely. I feel you with that.
Yeah. So on your social media, you post daily poetry. So, what was the inspiration behind that?
Um, I mean, I don't be on Instagram at all. I wasn't on Instagram at all.
Mm-hmm.
I literally just started posting poems maybe like 3-4 weeks ago. Probably less than that, honestly.
Okay.
I always said I was gonna try to get active on Instagram, social media in general, because I mainly just used to be on Facebook watching mad videos and laughing. But it was like, okay, everybody on Instagram, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna try to, do my thing and get on there.
Right.
But it's this writer I follow. His name is Percy James.
Okay.
He's amazing. He is amazing. All the stuff he write about is the stuff that I write about too. I mean, I've been writing about love stuff, but he helped me understand more of what goes into it. Like,
right.
he the stuff he write about like his previous relationships that he had, that he dealt with different women. What went wrong within a relationship, either with him or with her. Like, he write about both sides instead of just one.
Okay.
Usually when people write stuff, it usually be from one perspective, but
right.
you get multiple perspectives, and you be like, dang, it's crazy. And he got books. He got this book called Him. And it's for the ladies to read in order to understand what men be going through. It's crazy. So it's talking about like men thought process, why they do the things they do, if he's like the good man for you or not. Like, it's crazy. He got different things. Then he also had this series called Her. It's for us guys to read.
Okay.
Because men, like I said, men don't know how to deal with their emotions. And we raised to be alpha dogs, and we supposed to do everything. But when it comes to being with a woman you truly love and you want to be with, like, sometimes I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10, but most likely, like, you won't be able to meet her like 100% emotionally.
Okay.
Because you don't know how to. You wasn't raised to, and society don't teach us to do that. So it's like reading the stuff that he write, like, it really woke me up in a sense.
Okay.
Because reading Her, it's like, dang, I want a woman like her, or I don't want to put her through this, or I want to, I don't want to break her heart.
Right.
I just want to be able to love her better, put her in a better situation, bring her up instead of bringing her down.
Right.
Be the difference maker, like, change your life, change it nothing for the better, and just live on forever. And him writing that, he found his partner, and his partner write poems. You feel me? So it's like,
so they write together.
Yeah, they write together.
Okay.
And
that's
yeah, definitely. And they had a kid with each other too. I mean, they always on the gram. He always writing stuff on the daily too sometimes. But they mainly be stuff in his books. This boy's talented. He met his partner writing his work. Just going out and doing something, and he just met him one day. You feel me? Then he just took off from there.
Oh wow! So like men.
Yeah, I'm like, it's meant to be. Anyway, you find somebody who like to do the same thing you like to do, keep her. Or for ladies, keep him. Like, I got to try to make it work. And I know that relationship is forever. They married now.
Oh.
That's forever for real. But the stuff that he wrote about and the stuff that he went through, it's like, dang. He made me feel like I was able to cope with his poems. There was times I feel like, dang, I ain't gonna never find my partner.
Right.
I ain't gonna never find it.
Speak that. Okay.
Just when I thought I had it a few times, I lost it. You feel me? I lost it. So it's like, dang, reading his stuff, it was able to bring me up. And it was like, when I got myself into a good situation, I'm like, wow, through all the pain, I can actually love again.
Right.
And I was able to love again. So I feel happy doing that. And he opened the doors for me too. Okay. And I just started reading his stuff like last year.
Oh wow.
So I'm following him
I'm
now.
about to read that.
Yeah, he got another book. It's really good. It's called I think it's called Apologies. It was something about apologies that were never given, something like that.
Okay.
And that book is just talking about like things that you probably went through, that somebody probably put you through, but they never apologized for. You feel me? Or things you could have put somebody through, and you never apologized. The book is about apology. You feel me? That's deep, because a whole lot of people nowadays, they feel like, okay, they did their dirt, and they can just live their life and just go on. They don't ever think about what they did to you. You feel me? Or you could be the same way. You probably live your life, and you could have did something to somebody, but you ain't gonna go back and apologize for it. Me, I've been thinking about that like very heavy lately. I feel like I put people through some things, and I'm just now starting to confess to it to myself, because I couldn't do it before, and now I'm starting to go about to hit these people up like, okay, hello, can we talk? And I just want to apologize for the things that I did to probably hurt their feelings, or put them in a position to hurt someone else's feelings in a way.
Right.
So.
And it takes a lot to do that, like, to get yourself to the point where you could be like, yo, like, well, first you gotta analyze both sides.
Yeah, you do.
Then you gotta realize, okay, it's not all on them, because I did play a part in this. I could have done this, and this to make this better, or to at least just be the one to be like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah,
and be like, here's why, and just.
And there's a lot of people who can't admit where they went wrong.
Yeah.
And I was like that for a while myself, so it's like, now, like, I understand where I went wrong, and I just want to make sure that, okay, if I do something wrong, like, now it's easier for me to adjust and apologize for what I did, like straight up, instead of waiting, like, weeks or months or, like, years.
Because the scarring of that does so much damage.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. And if somebody you're close with, either you're in a relationship with, or close friends with, or, family, it really stings when they hit home, so.
Right.
I mean,
They got it real deep for us.
Hey, that's all I do. I always, all my poems I write about is deep. You feel me? It's deep.
Yeah.
Emotions is my thing. Love is my thing. Poetry is my thing. It's my thing, man. It's my life.
And that's the type of energy that I like. Okay. Because it takes a lot to tap into those things and then be able to share them. Like, because, like, I write stuff all the time. But you're not going to catch me sharing it. Just because, like, I love the things. But to be able to get over that and just be like, look, maybe somebody felt the way I felt.
Exactly.
So maybe they need to hear this.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I do commend you on that.
Yeah, I'm taking it. This is my year, 2019, the year to be famous. Reach out and try to get people, who experience the same thing we've been through. And besides just my Instagram, I'm also like working on like writing a book. Well, I'm working on two. One, like, it's talking about me growing up in a brick city and talking about the hardships and challenges that I endured and the things that I'm doing or did to like get out of it.
Okay.
Overcome everything. Like, it's basically talking about me, like 2004, the same place I've been living at that I still live at now. From that time up to now.
Okay.
So I don't know when I'm gonna be finished with that thing, but when it come out,
let me know.
everybody from urban areas, go check it out, because I'm pretty sure y'all went through the same thing I went through. And it's another one I'm working on. This one I already have an established title. It's called Take Me As I Am. This one is going to be talking about, it's similar to Chris Jenny work. It's going to be talking about like relationships, all the relationships, I went through basically. Starting basically from like 9 years old when I first had my little crush, my love thing going on, all the way up to now, 22, and talk about the future too, about how I learned from my past and continue on in the right direction.
Okay. So have you performed anywhere other than Bloomfield College?
Anywhere else but Bloomfield College? I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I always put on the show like with like my friends and family. I did something at my high school before a while ago. I don't really do anything else besides Bloomfield, but I am getting myself involved to be able to do things.
Okay.
I'm gonna be doing something February 23rd with Roots 1804. Check him out. It's gonna be a little talent show. And the topic that day is love. That's all me, you know. I know all about that. You feel me? So, yeah, that's gonna probably be my first thing. It's still associated with Bloomfield College because some of the students, but it's gonna be like the first thing, like outside of the campus.
Okay.
'Cause I performed on campus a lot, like a lot, and for real, like, 'cause man, oh man, like when I was in a relationship like a year ago.
Okay.
Man, I did a poem with her. She didn't even do it. I had wrote the poem about her, probably like 2 or 3. I was going off. I think I even dropped down on my knee, on one knee, for real, like reading the poem. Like I was really coming crazy, and everybody was looking like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, this is my baby right here. The one thing about me, I give a lot of public affection for real. Like, I gotta let it be known. Like, whatever how I feel, I'm in love. Like, yo, you about to know. Don't let me be around her. Oh my God. I'm gonna aggravate her the whole day. Whole day. Yeah, back to this. I'm still looking for places to try to perform my poems and stuff. But 2019 is the year to be famous.
Right.
So wherever I go, whatever poetry lead me to, that's where I'm going.
Okay. Well, if I find anywhere, I will let you know as well.
Appreciate it.
Just because it's good that you are at least branching out.
Yeah.
And, getting out there, because that's one of the harder parts, the harder things to do. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of history. It's a lot of history about why I'm starting to do it now. Me being sick, I've been sick for like, I want to say a whole year, but the things I've been going through, battling emotionally, and on top of me being sick, battling problems with my health, it's just made me appreciate life more and makes me want to take on everything and just shoot for, like, the sky's the limit. Just shoot for things that I want to do.
Right.
Go for all the opportunities that's out there. And me, I feel like I have more of a voice now. I mean, I always was a talker, but now I feel like I have more of a voice because I feel like I overcame so much.
Right.
So me talking about my poem is like, okay, I'm basically preaching in a way.
Yeah.
I'm preaching about love. I'm just preaching about being strong, strength, everything. And I wouldn't be able to do none of that without family, friends, but most importantly, number one, God. God saved me from a lot.
I'm sorry, I'm like I got speechless for a
I see. You in it. She in it. I'm in it too. We both in it.
So when will you say to yourself that you have made it as a poet or like just an artist?
You said like, what would I say to myself?
No, like when will you say to yourself that you've made it? Like you like hit a point where you're just like I've made it. Like that feeling of like pure accomplishment.
I don't even know, honestly. The way I'm pushing for it, like for me, like I could get somewhere, a comfortable place, like I feel like I'm happy. But I'm one of those people, even though I feel like I did even though it's something I probably did really good and I really made a big achievement in, it's like I always feel like I gotta do more. Like no telling when I'm gonna feel like, okay, I did it, I made it, I was able to touch so many lives.
Right.
Okay, where do I go from here? Like that'll be my thought. Like where do I go from here? So it's like I always gotta put my mind towards doing something, and I don't give myself a lot of credit. This is me trying to give myself credit now and we get into 2019, because I wasn't really giving myself credit before. Me going through things, I had to actually sit back because I basically was physically able, I couldn't do anything physically like that. So the only thing I had to do was just like lay in the bed, and I was so sick I couldn't even write. So I was sleeping all day, watching TV all day, couldn't do nothing. Being in and out the hospital, I couldn't do nothing, you know. So only thing I had to do was just be in my head and just think about stuff.
Right.
You know, and it was killing me, the fact I couldn't do none of the things I love to do.
Yeah.
You know, so I couldn't even talk to people like that. So I couldn't, me not being able to do anything, I had to just reminisce about so many things that I already did. And I was like, okay, this is not bad. I'm like, well, I actually did well in this. How come I didn't give myself, you know, enough
Right.
credit for doing this? I really tried and gave my all in this, you know. So me thinking about different things, it was like I really didn't give myself credit for things that I should have.
Right.
So I'm starting to do it now because now I'm appreciative and I'm glad I'm glad I'm still on this earth. I'm glad I'm able to do the things I love to do now. So yeah, I'm moving forward. No telling when I'm gonna stop and get to that. Okay, I did it.
Right.
Because I'm always thinking something else I can do.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely glad that you're well and better, you know, than you were before. But I'm just so speechless today. I can't get it
It's
together.
also the weather too. Man. It's like it was like 1 degree 5 o'clock in the morning. It's probably
Right.
like 4 degrees now. Wow.
The weather is crazy.
Yeah.
Are you going to, or do you plan on collabing with anyone?
Yes. I actually plan on recording some of my poems.
Okay.
You know, not like turning into like a song or anything like that. You know, play a nice little beat, you know, and just talk about my poems.
Okay.
I mean, some of the things I plan on to record, it's not gonna be like, it's gonna be about love, but it's gonna be like more like a violent form. It's gonna be talking about like Newark, you know, Brick City, like people who passed, so who was shot and killed. Like,
Okay.
it's gonna be crazy. I feel like I gotta vent it because I feel like besides me talking about love and stuff, like the people that I lost, like I lost my friend Armani. I lost him back in 2016 in December. Like, man, you think I'm like this? This dude, his personality is crazy. He was like one of the best people I met in life, and I feel like me and him was similar in a whole lot of ways, especially personality-wise. Except he was much more outspoken than I was.
Okay.
You know, I was always like, even though I'm the way I am now, before, back in 2011 and so on, especially in high school, I was like the quiet type. I was the loud, quiet type. When I'm in a public with a lot of people, I'm quiet. But there's a few people around me, I'm loud.
Right.
So it's like with him, he was loud all the time. He was able to express how he feel. He played a lot. You know, he was me. And when he passed, I feel like my life changed forever. For real. Even still to this day, I feel like my life changed forever. It's never gonna go back to being the same because his death woke me up. Really woke me up. And it made me realize that life is really short. When he lost his life at 19, the year after we graduated high school. So it's like, dang, like, I gotta do something with my life. I gotta try to honor it because he lost his at a very, I don't want to cry right now. But he lost it. He lost his, man, at 19. It's crazy, man. And he was about to be one of the nicest boxers out here. Like, he was about to be famous. Like, he did like Olympic boxing and stuff. He was nice. And just him, me losing him, it changed my life forever. So that's why I feel like I gotta do more. Thank you.
I do feel for that, like being like where I come from too, like people just be dropping and then it wakes you up because like one, that could be you, and like two, especially if it starts getting closer to the people that you know you're real, like that's your people, that's your family or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean, it's funny. Me and him wasn't that close like that. Like the last year, because after high school, it's like, okay, you start just from everybody.
Yeah.
The day he died, that was the day I was thinking about him heavy. Like before he died, like I'm like, damn, I should hit my boy. Yo, I'm like, we should ball up and do something. 'Cause we used to always play ball and stuff. You know, we used to challenge each other all the time in high school, like either during school or after school, like for real. So the day I was really thinking about him heavy, I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna hit him up today because I'm tired. I'm about to go in the house and go to sleep type thing, you know. And I found out everything happened that night. I'm like, me and my mom was just talking about it.
Right.
So it's like, dang. They just took my whole opportunity to reconnect with my bro. Like, so, yeah. Changed my life forever. Moved out.
No? Okay. So you mentioned before a couple of things, but just to make it like fully clear, what are your plans like for your poetry as of like right now? Like what are you in the process of?
Right now, I'm gonna continue to write my poems every day on Instagram.
Okay.
Try to gain as many followers as possible. Right now, I'm looking for like people who can draw, because I want to take my poem into art, like whatever picture I see, that's what my poem is gonna be about. Like,
Okay.
I don't know whoever saw Love Jones or like Poetic Justice. Like, I want my poems to be like that, you know.
Okay.
And I feel like, okay, getting more creative and bringing art into the picture, I'll be able to like talk about how I feel and how this piece relates to me in a sense, you know. The drawing, like, of course, it got to be about love, but it mainly got to be about Black love.
Right.
You know, Black is beautiful, you know.
Definitely is.
So I got to shed some light on us.
Right.
So, yeah, whoever can draw, hit me up, get my line, because I'm going to need their artwork inside, like, my book and stuff when I write, too. Different pages and stuff.
Okay.
I need all of that. I'm trying to start this little networking thing for poets and, you know, people who can draw, you know, us people out there that's creative, like myself, together, and we can just try to move up the chain and get somewhere in life, be a unit. But that's where I'm evolving at now, because I feel like I was by myself for a while, like with poetry, but now I feel like, okay, there's more people out there like me. So it's like, now it's all about bringing us all together and actually doing something, collaborating, doing things. So the talent show on February 23rd, I feel like that's it. I called in a lot of people to try to come and do it. Either went to the school that I know back at home, or people like, it was some people I had just met like a few weeks ago, just being out one day, you know, even showing off my dance moves and stuff like that. And they came with the stuff to me first, talked to me first, and he told me about what they was. I'm like, oh, word, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm a fan of this, that, and like, I really hit some people up, so
Yeah.
that's me right now.
Okay. Well, at this time, I will allow you to recite one or maybe two poems. Again, this is live, no instrumentals, no pre-recorded music, just you and the mic. So whenever you're ready.
Me and the mic, that's poems right here for you. I write a lot of poems, so give me a little second. I gotta scroll. This one is short.
Okay.
I'll probably post a little bit of this one on Instagram, but I didn't post a full poem. But I took some lines. I was able to make like a little quote out of it. But it's the title is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Close your eyes and pray with me. 2019 is the year where I'm trying to see greatness, happiness, and passion revamped in my veins to drug my brains. I'm trying to bounce back from 2018, a year of emotional drains and BS. The beginning of 2019, so far I got my eyes real big, with my mind flowing like the openness of the wet ocean where waves live. I want to dive and swim into my actions, being one with the current so I can move smoothly into the new year's success. But I need my faith in God to guide me through this test. He brought one to me, not to bring me pain, but to remind me of my strength. Those who pray with me and got love for me, on the count of 3, say amen. But first, I want everyone to close their eyes. Let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
That wordplay slid in there, like,
Yeah.
that's it. Okay.
I got time for one more.
Yeah.
This is another short one. On that one, let's talk about my faith and stuff, strength. This one is talking about just a little love, not too much.
Okay.
Like I got a whole lot that on the 23rd it's gonna become crazy. But this one is called Beautiful. What inspired this poem? It was a song that inspired it that just came out. You might hear some of it.
Okay.
It's a poem. It's so beautiful. Girls need love too. Girls need love too. Girls need love too. Girls need love too. Boys need love too. Boys need love too. Boys need love too. Boy need love too. Boy meets girl. Girl meets world. They fall in love real soon. Love seems so rare, like nothing in the world. No one can get in between the two. No thin line between love and hate. Only thin line is the lingerie she wears for him to make the worlds collide. She opens up and he falls inside. She locks him up and he doesn't want to come out. There is no inside out or outside in. Two lovers tied into each other. I'd rather not have it any other way. They both adore each other and save one another from humiliation and annihilation by being cultivated in the wrong hands. She's his perfect fit to his baseball glove, and she's pleased to provide her hand. He'll catch any curveball thrown, and she'll throw it back at them. He paints her face with a gleeful smile after a long, sensual, and innocent kiss, one that stimulates the mind and bring back memories. He proceeded on and made a promise to fill the rest of her life with joy before dropping on one knee to keep her from being another guy's toy, and put the ring on her finger so under God's oath their love is solidified forever. Beautiful.
I'm over here sweating, okay? Oh, that was deep.
I used to write poems about, love going the wrong way and stuff, but I got time right now. I'm like, I want to write about love that lasts, that's forever.
Right.
Lately the things I've been writing about is basically talking about marriage and it being forever. So instead of talking about the bad things that goes on in relationships and stuff,
Right.
I want it to be a happy ending because I feel like 2019 should be a happy ending. I bounced back from a lot of heartbreaks and things that I went through. So I feel like 2019 my year to be happy.
Right.
So I'm coming for everything this year.
I hear that. Okay. So now we're gonna play a little game.
Let's do it, baby.
It's called Spoken 5 Challenge, and if you watch the show, then you would know what the rules are and stuff. But if you haven't, the rules are I will give you a word or a phrase, and you will have 5 minutes to create a poem or rap. I don't know what you want to do. And then you recite it.
Okay.
Are you ready for this challenge?
We'll see. 5 minutes.
Okay.
We'll see if it's enough time. I ain't writing a lot.
So here is the phrase. Don't say it out loud. And I'm going to start the timer.
Okay.
Oh, you're shook.
My Looking at all the lies.
Yeah, like have people like.
Someone said, "Hey boo."
Hey boo.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna go back. See what it was. It was Tanaya.
Spell it.
Tamiah.
Hmm.
Tania.
I'm blanking real bad.
Tania Hayes.
Oh, okay.
Is it Tania or Tanaya?
I don't know.
She's watching.
No, because I don't know how it's spelled on the thing. Like, I mean, I don't know, like, I'm really blanking real bad. But, hey. No, but I think it's my cousin.
Oh, okay.
It's my cousin.
Dang. Is it your cousin?
Right?
That's sad. Come on, now. That's your cousin. That's funny.
No, but, like, you know how, like, I don't know what to call it, like, people's names, like, I have a lot of people in my, like, Facebook that have the same
Same
names.
or similar? Yeah. I feel you on that one.
That's why I'm like, I don't want to, you know.
You want to assume. Just
Yeah.
Be like, hey. Say a random ass name.
Yeah, just.
Out here doing the wrong thing. Glad I'm not next to the mic.
We're at the 2-minute mark.
That was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It's 45 on the dot.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still shook.
Right. It was deep.
Word.
I don't think I can post all of it though.
It's long.
I gotta like chop it
Okay.
into like parts.
Mm-hmm. This is a good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, but I definitely think I want to go to the talent show.
Yeah, on 23rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna go. Let's see who's there. But like, she asked me to like find people, but I can't think of anyone that's gonna be clean. Or like that's gonna be like, talk about love.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do it.
Actually, you know what? I think I know one person who does. That's it, just one. That's all I can think about.
I feel like my poets are doing better than my rappers on this challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Right.
Come on, rappers. I need you to get better. Okay? Stop.
Man, I
What
was
you
only,
got? Oh wait,
I
hold
was
up.
only one line short too.
So the phrase was a broken heart.
Mm-hmm.
So what you got? I
I
don't think I'm ready.
I got a new poem now called A Broken Heart, but I try to flip it around. So I've been broken for years. I thought I wouldn't be able to love again. Having a broken heart brought nothing but tears to my eyes. I don't want to love another again out of fear, but I'm getting to a better place. to find and being in love again, I finally get a chance to play in my beautiful black girl's natural hair. I want to be able to scream out loud. I want to be able to scream out loud in my heart. I want to be able to scream out loud to everyone to let them know that my heart is beating again and I found love. This time I'm going to make the world hear. I came from a broken place and now I'm in the lights without the hoodie on. I'm able to show my face. That's it.
Can you repeat that last part?
I came from a broken place and I'm in the lights without the hoodie on. I'm in a better place. I made it the last 2 months, but I just sound tough.
No, that was like that lot.
I made the last 2 months. I didn't get a chance
That's
to write it, but
Okay.
It's just like it brought it.
Yeah.
I was like picturing it.
Yeah.
I'm
I need to
shook.
show my face. 2019. Yeah, baby.
Okay, so again, what can people follow you on?
Instagram, Chris _ Too Creative.
Mm-hmm.
That's TOO. No W.
No W.
Not one O. 2. You know, when you see my poems, you're gonna see the eyes. Look at eyes, you feel me? To remind y'all, you gotta get on the gram. And I'm gonna post a new poem today. I do it every day. I don't know what it's gonna be about, but tune in and find out later on today.
So I also want to ask you about the school's lit mag.
Oh yeah. I tried to be in the school lit mag last year. Yeah, they didn't let me in because I was writing. I ain't gonna lie, I was real sexual last semester, a year ago. I mean, I was coming from a place where, you know, my dark place was me still trying to, you know, bounce back from a relationship, you know? So it's like, I'm just going around, just trying to, you know, experience, live life, it's college, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So me doing that, I wrote about, like, different women that I was encountering.
Right.
All last semester, so I didn't really get accepted. One of my poems I got in, like, they had to revise it.
Okay.
Like, that's the only way I was able to get in was to have somebody else revise my work.
Right.
And, you know, put inspired by Chris, you know.
Yeah.
So now, like, my work is clean. It's all about love. It's going, you know, it's going to still have some, you know, something about two people coming together making love, you feel me? But it ain't going to be, like, as detailed as before.
Okay.
So it's going to be talking about love and just growing up, being in the city, you know.
Well, I'm excited to see if you get in there.
Yeah, they better let like 10 of them in there instead of 1.
Word. But I'm definitely excited to see where you go from here on. And I'm gonna be, you know, keeping up with you.
Of course. I plan on coming back.
Yes.
Hopefully in the future, you know. And me and you become like best friends. We can work something out.
Hey, I'm down for the best friendship.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm accepting this.
Uh-huh.
The office on the table.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll be doing big things out there, trust me.
But yeah, no, I think I'm very excited to see where you go from here, and I definitely would love to have you come back. Yeah, like I'm just been speechless this whole half. But any advice that you would give to anybody?
Of course, all my writers out there, keep going. Those who's suffering from like a heartbreak, or those that's just really sick around this time of the year, just, hey yo man, the day's gonna get better. Like it's gonna eventually be a warm day. If it's not outside, you're gonna feel warm again in your heart and your body. So
Right.
I mean, just stay confident, continue to be you. Don't let nobody tell you to do this, that, and the third. Bring your self-esteem down. Just keep yourself up. If ain't nobody else ain't got you, God got you.
Mm-hmm.
So keep going. Stay strong. We all warriors. Challenges are put in front of us for a reason, not to bring us down, but to show our true strength. So I want people to just continue on for that.
Thank you for that. Again, I'm Rain Russell, and this is WBCR Bloomfield College Radio. I hope everyone has a blessed day. Also, be careful because this weather is crazy.
Yeah, don't trip and fall and break a bone.
Yes, like, bundle up.
Yeah.
So,
And stay black.
yes.
You out there listening.